Welcome viewers, you are watching my YouTube channel BioHub and I am your facilitator Dr. Seema Sharma. Dear viewers, these household items and food products which I have displayed on this table, they are not a part of any commercial ad. I have displayed these because all these items they are prepared with the help of some friendly microscopic organisms, whether it's making of curd, bread, tea, coffee, or it's making of medicine like vaccine, antibiotics, or certain cough syrup, etc. These friendly microbes are also used for the production of jam, cakes, ice creams, chocolate syrup, and some of these microbes they are used for the production of vinegar. But the list of friendly microbes and products made by these is very long and worth exploring. So join me. Let's together explore the role of useful microscopic organisms in our life. Let's learn biology. Opening remark of this video was just a trailer of usefulness of microscopic organisms, and we are going to explore about that in detail in this video. We are on chapter number 2, microscopic organisms, and in this video we are going to know about useful microorganisms and their usefulness for mankind. This is the journal layout of the chapter. It is divisible into 5 parts. I have already uploaded one video in which I have covered segment number 1 and 2, and for detail you can watch that video on my channel BioHub. In this video I'm going to cover segment number 3, and it is about useful microscopic organisms. Useful or friendly microscopic organism. What is their importance in human life? Let's understand that with the help of a flowchart. Children, you know, microscopic organisms are those organisms which cannot be seen through naked eyes. These microscopic organisms, they are divisible basically into 2 categories. One category is useful or friendly microbes, and second category is harmful microbes or foe. In this video, our focus is on useful or friendly microbes. These microbes, they are utilized by human beings and they are used in nature. So they are utilized in number of ways by human beings. They are utilized in food and beverages. They are utilized in making of medicines. They are playing a very important role in agriculture, cleaning of environment, and they have other miscellaneous uses also. In nature, they are acting as decomposer and they are helping in recycling of nutrients. So this is the journal outline of importance of friendly microorganisms, and we are going to learn about these friendly microbes in little more detail. So first, utilization of microscopic organisms which are useful for us in food and beverage industry. First, let us take up the role of bacteria. One bacterium which is called as lactobacillus that store milk, and it is used to make curd from milk. So curd which we eat, viewers, it has one bacterium and it's good bacterium for our digestive system, and its name is lactobacillus. How it helps in making converting milk into curd? You must have noticed that a little of curd, it is added to the milk. It converts lactose sugar of milk into lactic acid. इसलिए ये सौर हो जाता है. Second, you must have seen cheese. It is also made by the action of bacteria on milk. So cheese, this is cheese and it is a milk product. This production of cheese also starts by curdling of milk by using lactobacillus bacteria, and then later different bacteria are added depending upon the type of cheese which is being made, whether it's mozzarella or some other kind of cheese. Next is vinegar or acetic acid. Viewers, this is vinegar, and It is also produced by the action of bacterium. Bacteria, they are also used for the production of tea, coffee, and cocoa powder. Next is role of fungi in food and beverage industry. First, in food industry, making of bread. Yeast, it plays a very important role in making of bread. Now children, I want you to pay attention to these holes which are there in the bread pieces or in the bread loaf. What is the reason of these holes? While making of bread, what we are doing, we are using atta or maida. We are putting this fungi, which is actually a yeast, and this leads to the fermentation of the dough. It ferments the sugar and there will be evolution of carbon dioxide and production of alcohol. You are surprised to hear alcohol. Yes, there is production of alcohol, but it is produced in so minute quantity that it evaporates. Now carbon dioxide, it also moves out by making holes and makes the bread spongy. So yeast, which is a fungus, it is utilized for making of bread. Yeast is also exploited in beverage industry for the production of alcohol. To do so, yeast is grown on cereals like wheat, rice, barley, etc. These are rich in natural sugar. Yeast converts sugar present in the grains into alcohol and carbon dioxide. This process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is called fermentation. And fermentation, it is carried out in very large containers which are called fermenters. Alcohol is used in a large variety of chemical formulations which are used as medicines in addition to beer, wine, etc. We have a variety of delicious food items like idli, dosa and dhokla, where these good bacteria and fungi, they work together and they help in not only fermenting these food items, but they give specific aroma, texture and sponginess to these food items. Next is algae. A few of the algae which are found in ocean or sea, they are of high nutritious value and they are edible. They are eaten as food in many countries like in Japan, and they are also utilized in number of food items in Asian cuisine, and they are called as krill. In addition to its use as a food item, a number of byproducts of seaweeds like algae, which is utilized for making of jams, jellies, sausages and many more things. So this was how human beings have utilized these microscopic organisms in food and beverage industry. Next segment is about making of medicines and vaccines. First, let us take up the role of antibiotics. So what are these antibiotics? Antibiotics तो हमने खाई है जब गला खराब होता है या कोई डीप वूंड लग जाता है, वो जब हील हो रहा होता है या टूथ इन्फेक्शन होती है. These are byproducts of fungi and bacteria. Means ये कुछ chemical compounds हैं जो फंगी और बैक्टीरिया बनाते हैं और ह्यूमन बींग्स इनको एक्सट्रैक्ट करके मेडिसिन की फॉर्म में रखते हैं. और जब भी हमें कोई इन्फेक्शन होता है, डिजीज कॉजिंग ऑर्गेनिज्म के अगेंस्ट एक स्पेसिफिक टाइप ऑफ एंटीबायोटिक दी जाती है जो उसको किल कर देती है और हमें क्योर कर देती है. सो antibiotics, they are certain chemicals which are produced by fungi and bacteria and they are used against other type of disease causing fungi and bacteria. Let us take up the examples of antibiotic producing microbes. Penicillin. Penicillin is one of the first antibiotic. It is extracted from one fungus which is called as Penicillium chrysogenum. This is the diagram of this fungus and this is how it grows in the form of a colony. We have a variety of antibiotics, but the common ones are streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycin, and they are effective against a broad range of bacterial infections not only in human beings but also in case of animals and in case of plants also. This gentleman, Dr. Alexander Fleming, he discovered first antibiotic penicillin in 1929, and he got a Nobel Prize for this discovery. One precaution about antibiotic, children, we don't have to take any antibiotic unless it is prescribed by a doctor. Reason is we have some good bacteria in our digestive tract. These antibiotics, they cannot differentiate between good bacteria and disease causing bacteria, so they kill all of these. And many a times these harmful bacteria which are present in our body, they develop resistance against antibiotics. So कोई भी antibiotic खुद से नहीं खाना. So this was about antibiotics. Next is making of vaccines. So now vaccines, they are also very important for human health. And a number of microorganisms, they are used to make vaccines which protect human beings and other animals from several fatal diseases, and that too beforehand. Diseases such as cholera, typhoid, tuberculosis, hepatitis, chickenpox, measles, polio, smallpox, corona, they can be prevented with the help of vaccination. You know, vaccines ka preparation, it started way back in Louis Pasteur's time. This is a photograph of Louis Pasteur working in his lab, and he has come up with a variety of vaccines, and the famous one is against rabid dog. Vaccines consist of dead or weakened microbes. When these are swallowed or injected into the body of the patient, the body produces antibodies to fight them. Like you are well aware about coronavirus. So corona ke against vaccination is going on throughout the country, in fact throughout the globe during vaccination. Coronavirus, which is dead or weakened, it is injected into our body. Our body mein there are soldier of the body, they are called white blood corpuscles. They have a variety of other subtypes. They identify this as a disease causing organism. They produce antibodies, fighters of the body. These antibodies surround that and they overpower and neutralize this virus. So these antibodies, ये ना सिर्फ उस disease causing organism को पहचान के उसको ओवर पावर करके न्यूट्रलाइज करती हैं, बट वो कैसा है, दिखता है, उसका नेचर क्या है, वो सब याद रखती हैं. एंड दीज एंटीबॉडीज दे रिमेन इन द बॉडी एंड प्रोटेक्टेड फ्रॉम फ्यूचर अटैक ऑफ डिजीज कॉजिंग जर्म. सो अगर वैक्सीनेशन हो गई है आपकी अगेंस्ट कोरोना, तो ये गारंटी नहीं है कि आपको कोरोना डिजीज नहीं, कोविड-19 नहीं होगा. ये गारंटी है कि अगर कोविड-19 हुआ तो वो फैटल नहीं होगा. यू विल बी एबल टू सर्वाइव व्हेन बॉडी इज रेडी टू counteract any kind of deadly microbe. We say body has developed immunity against that disease, and vaccination leads to immunization. This gentleman, Dr. Edward Jenner, he discovered first vaccine, smallpox, way back in 1798. And thereafter, the process of vaccination of kids against deadly diseases started. So this is the man who is responsible for your vaccination. Many a times, one more question is asked from this section, and that is, what is the difference between antibiotic and vaccine? So let's understand the same terms with the help of a tabulated comparative account. Antibiotics, definition wise, these are chemical compounds extracted from one microbe and are effective against other microbes. Vaccines, these are weakened or dead microorganisms effective against same disease or same disease causing agent. Antibiotics, they directly kill the disease causing organism. Vaccine, it activates the body's immune system to produce antibodies. Third, antibiotics, these are given after the appearance of infection. And vaccines, they are taken beforehand to prevent chances of getting infection. Antibiotics, they are for short-term protection of the body against the disease. And vaccines, they give a long-term protection to the body. Examples of antibiotics can be streptomycin, tetracycline or erythromycin. And examples of vaccine, you are familiar with Covishield, Covaxin, polio drops also. I'm sure now the difference between antibiotic and vaccine is clear to the viewers. Now, in addition to making of antibiotics and vaccines, Human beings have explored other uses of microscopic organisms also, and one such use is dietary supplements. Dietary supplements are substances which are used to add nutrients to the diet in order to lower the risk of health problems or health issues. Dietary supplements, they come in the form of pills, they come in the form of capsules or certain powders or extracts, and they are prepared with the help of microscopic organisms. Like bacteria and yeast, they are used in making of vitamin B complex tablets. Another interesting thing is that the human hormone, which is called insulin, it can also be obtained from bacteria. So insulin obtained from bacteria, it is used to help diabetic patient. It regulates the amount of sugar in the blood. Children, insulin एक chemical है जो हमारे ब्लड में शुगर के लेवल को रेगुलेट करता है, और इसको प्रोड्यूस करने वाला जो ऑर्गन है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज पैंक्रियास. कुछ लोगों में पैंक्रियास इंसुलिन का प्रोडक्शन बहुत कम कर देता है या बिल्कुल ही नहीं करता है, तो उन लोगों को इंसुलिन का इंजेक्शन दिया जाता है, एंड दिस इंसुलिन इज ऑब्टेन्ड फ्रॉम सम स्पेसिफिक बैक्टीरिया. With this, we are through with use of microscopic organisms in medicines. Next, an equally important sector is use of microbes in agriculture. How these microscopic organisms, they are utilized in agriculture for increasing the crop productivity, for enhancing the nutrient content of the soil. First example is one bacterium which is called as rhizobium, and you are familiar with this. This rhizobium, it is present in the roots of leguminous plants and it helps in fixation of atmospheric nitrogen. So it serves as a natural fertilizer for the plant, helping in increasing the crop productivity or crop yield. Next is algae. We have one set of algae which are called as blue-green algae. They can also fix atmospheric nitrogen and they also helps in increasing the nitrogen content of the soil. Next, an interesting thing is fungi. They grow on dead decaying organic matter, but they are also very important in agriculture. They generally grow in groves in upper parts of the plants or bigger trees, and they are giving a number of indirect benefits to the plant on which they are growing. And these are drought tolerance, heat tolerance, resistance to insects, resistance to some plant diseases. So this fungi which is growing on the plants indirectly giving some specific benefits to those plants. So this was in short about utilization of microscopic organisms in agriculture. Next, an equally important field is use of microscopic organisms in cleaning the environment. Cleaning मतलब environment की साफ सफाई. कैसे? Microscopic organisms like bacteria, fungi or protozoa, they grow on dead and decaying organic matter because that serves as a food to these organisms and they decompose it. So bacteria, fungi and protozoa, they are natural cleaners. They help in cleaning the dead decaying organic matter. Otherwise, we could have piles of dead organic matter which would have covered the entire earth by now. By doing this, these decomposers, they are helping in restoring the nutrient content of the soil and recycling of nutrients and making these available to a variety of life forms including plants and other animals. Another very interesting thing is a variety of bacterial decomposers, they decompose sewage and other waste in the water and thus they help in keeping the water clean. And as human beings, we are utilizing these bacteria in water treatment plants to provide safe drinking water. Next is algae. Algae, they are very primitive plants. They are green in color, so they do photosynthesis and release oxygen. Generally found in water bodies. Children, you know, जब इस planet पे life evolve हुई, तो सबसे पहले जब plants की बात करते हैं, तो these rootless, shootless plants को हम algae बोलते हैं, ये आए, and they were present in the oceans. So it is believed that most of the oxygen that we have on Earth was initially produced by algae in the ocean. Last but not the least, some other but specific uses of microscopic organisms. First, related to digestive system of human beings and cattle. So in us, human beings, in our intestine, there are certain specific bacteria which are good bacteria for us and they help in digestion of food. Similarly, in case of herbivores, they are plant eaters. Majority of plants, they contain cellulose. That cellulose is broken down into simpler compounds with the help of certain type of bacteria and protozoa which lives in their stomach. So this is how bacteria, they are helping in digestion in human beings as well as in case of cattle. Next is tanning. Tanning means making of leather from animal skin or hide. So here a number of chemicals are required, but bacteria is also playing a very important role in converting this hide into leather. Next interesting use of microscopic organisms, especially bacteria, is in jute industry. Jute plants, they are submerged in water where bacterial action separates the fiber from the rest of the tissue. These fibers, which they have separated from the plant, they are then taken to the industry and there they are woven into jute clothes. Next use is in making of biofuel. So in villages, most of the farm owners, they are decomposing animal waste and leafy crop residue, etc. in the absence of oxygen to produce methane in specially designed containers, and that is used as a biofuel for cooking food. So with this, we are through with usefulness of friendly microscopic organisms. So now it's time to recap. In this video, you came to know about a variety of microscopic organisms which are human beings' friend, and they are utilized by mankind in the production of a variety of products, whether it is food like bread, curd, cheese, dhokla, idli or dosa, or its beverage industry for the production of alcohol. In medicine, came to know that a variety of microscopic organisms, they are used for the production of antibiotics, vaccines and dietary supplements. In agriculture, we explore about a variety of algae, one bacterium which are helping in increasing the crop productivity. We also came to know about algae present in the ocean and which is maintaining the amount of oxygen in the environment. About cleaning the environment, here also you came to know about the role of decomposers, role of water treatment bacteria in the water treatment plants. In fifth segment, you came to know about bacteria of your own digestive system, bacteria and protozoa of ruminants. You also came to know that animal skin, which is called hide, it is converted into leather by the action of bacteria. And lastly, how jute industry is utilizing bacteria for the making of jute fibers. This video has given us an idea about a variety of microscopic organisms which are utilized by human beings for the production of a variety of compounds. To know how much you have understood with the help of this video, you can go through these 3 questions, and these are important questions from your half-yearly point of view. So this was all about this video. Now it's time to tell you about up next. Next time I am going to cover part 3 of this chapter, microorganism, and that you will get to know about last 2 segments of this chapter, which are about harmful microscopic organisms and methods of food preservation. This is very important segment of this chapter, so do join me there also. And now it's time to thank you all for subscribing to my channel and watching BioHub videos. If you are liking the content of this video, do subscribe to it. If you're finding the flow of information worth understanding, then please give me a thumbs up. Do share the link of my channel with your fellow friends. With this, I'm signing out. It's a bye from your facilitator, Dr. Seema Sharma. But stay tuned to my channel BioHub and keep exploring about biology with me. Take care. Bye.